Just 3 weeks ago, Alexandra Eala was crying in a locker room at Roland Garros. Just 2 weeks ago, she was at the center of a fan controversy that threatened to derail her entire season. Just 1 week ago, the tennis world was quietly wondering if the 21-year-old Filipina sensation had lost her magic. Then came Birmingham. On a crisp Sunday afternoon at the Edgbaston Priory Club, on the grass courts that have witnessed legends from Billie Jean King to Alina Rybakina, Alexandra Eala did something that nobody expected. She won. Not just a match, not just two matches, the entire tournament. The Birmingham Classic, a WTA 250 event, her first ever professional singles title on grass, her first trophy since her ITF days 3 years ago. The moment the final point landed, Eala dropped her racket, fell to her knees, and looked up at the sky. And 6,000 miles away, the Philippines exploded. From the streets of Manila to the mountains of Benguet, from the beaches of Palawan to the skyscrapers of Makati, Filipinos everywhere stopped what they were doing and celebrated. News anchors cried on live television. Former presidents tweeted their congratulations. A shopping mall in Quezon City played the match on their giant outdoor screen, and hundreds of strangers hugged each other when Eala won. This is not just a tennis story. This is a story about a nation that has been waiting for a hero and a young woman who finally gave them one. Today on TopSpin, we take you inside the Birmingham triumph, the emotional reactions across the Philippines, and what this victory means for Alex Eala's future. Subscribe to TopSpin for exclusive tennis coverage, breaking news, and in-depth stories from the WTA Tour delivered to your feed. To fully understand the magnitude of what happened in Birmingham, you have to go back to the darkness. The French Open ended on May 29, 2026, with Alexandra Eala leaving Paris with more questions than answers. Her first-round loss to Iva Jovic had exposed lingering weaknesses in her serve and her mental game under pressure. The fan controversy had added an ugly layer of public scrutiny that no 21-year-old should have to endure. And despite the grace of her June 10 press conference in London, the doubters were loud. Tennis analyst Craig Shapiro wrote on his popular podcast, quote, "Eala is a good player, but she is not a great player. She beats the players she should beat and loses to the players who are better than her. Until she proves otherwise, she's a top 40 player, not a champion." End quote. A comment on a popular tennis forum read, quote, "The Philippines is overhyping her. She lost to Jovic in straight sets. She is not ready for prime time." End quote. These words hurt, but instead of letting them destroy her, Eala did something remarkable. She printed out the negative comments. Yes, you heard that correctly. She printed them out. Then she taped them to the wall of her hotel room in London. Every morning she woke up, looked at those comments, and used them as motivation. Her coach later told a Filipino reporter, quote, "Alex is not motivated by praise. Praise makes her comfortable. Criticism makes her hungry. She wanted to prove every single doubter wrong." End quote. The Birmingham Classic was not originally on Eala's schedule. She had planned to play only the Queen's Club Championships in Eastbourne before Wimbledon. But after a disappointing second-round exit at Queen's Club, where she lost in 3 sets to world number 23 Angelina Kalinina, Eala and her team made a decision. She needed matches. She needed confidence. She needed to feel what winning felt like again. So they entered the Birmingham Classic, a WTA 250 event held the week of June 15th to June 21st, 2026. The field was not weak. Players like former Wimbledon semifinalist Maria Sakkari, rising Czech star Linda Noskova, and American veteran Sloane Stephens were all competing. Eala was seeded 7th, a testament to her top 40 ranking, but no one picked her to win. The betting odds had her at 12-1 to take the title, but betting odds do not measure heart, and Alexandra Eala was about to prove that heart matters more than anything. The first round, Tuesday, June 16, 2026. Eala faces qualifier Yulia Starodubtseva of Ukraine, ranked world number 89. On paper, this is a winnable match, but on grass, against a qualifier who has nothing to lose, there are no easy matches. Eala starts nervously. Her first serve percentage is below 50% in the opening set. She has broken twice. The crowd, mostly British fans who have come to see local favorite Katie Boulter later in the day, is indifferent. But then, something shifts. At 3-5 down in the first set, Eala digs in. She saves 2 set points. She breaks back. She forces a tiebreak. And in the tiebreak, she plays the best tennis of her young career. 7 points. 7 winners. The tiebreak ends 7-0. The second set is smoother. Eala breaks early, holds serve comfortably, and closes out the match 7-6, 6-3. First win on grass this season. First win since the French Open loss. Eala does not celebrate. She simply nods at her team, shakes hands with her opponent, and walks off the court. But inside, she is feeling something she had not felt in weeks. Hope. The second round, Thursday, June 18, 2026. Eala faces the biggest test of the tournament so far. Linda Noskova, the 21-year-old Czech who had reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon just 2 years ago. Noskova is a power player, big serve, big forehand, the kind of player who has historically given Eala trouble. But on this day, Eala is different. She is not just defending, she is attacking. She steps inside the baseline on Noskova's second serves and rips returns down the line. She approaches the net, something she rarely does on clay, and wins 12 of 15 net points. She serves with a freedom that has been missing since Paris. The match lasts 1 hour and 52 minutes. Eala wins in straight sets, 6-4, 7-5. After the match, she is asked by a BBC reporter what has changed. Her answer is simple. Quote, "I stopped being afraid to lose. In Paris, I was playing not to lose. Here, I am playing to win. There is a big difference." End quote. The quarterfinals, Friday, June 19, 2026. Eala faces Maria Sakkari. This is supposed to be where the dream ends. Sakkari is a former world number 3. She has been in Grand Slam semifinals. She has beaten everyone on tour. And on grass, her athleticism and speed make her a nightmare matchup. But on this day, Eala is different. She is not just defending, she is attacking. She steps inside the baseline on Noskova's second serves and rips returns down the line. She approaches the net, something she rarely does on clay, and wins 12 of 15 net points. She serves with a freedom that has been missing since Paris. The match lasts 1 hour and 52 minutes. Eala wins in straight sets, 6-4, 7-5. After the match, she is asked by a BBC reporter what has changed. Her answer is simple. Quote, "I stopped being afraid to lose. In Paris, I was playing not to lose. Here, I am playing to win. There is a big difference." End quote. The semifinals, Saturday, June 20th, 2026. Eala faces Sloane Stephens. The veteran American has won a Grand Slam. She has been ranked number 3 in the world. She is 33 years old, but still dangerous. The match is a tactical chess match. Stephens tries to slow down the pace, push Eala behind the baseline, and use her experience to frustrate the younger player. But Eala refuses to be drawn into Stephens' game. She stays aggressive. She takes risks. She misses some, but she makes more. The match goes to a third set. This is where Eala historically struggled. In her career, she has won only 40% of her 3-set matches. But not today. Today, she wins the third set 6-2. The final point is a forehand winner that paints the line. Eala lets out a scream that echoes across the entire Edgbaston Priory Club. She is in the final. The final, Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Eala's opponent is 22-year-old American Emma Navarro, ranked world number 28. Navarro is having a breakout season, reaching the semifinals of the Charleston Open and the quarterfinals of the French Open. She is a grinder. She chases down every ball. She never gives up. This is not going to be easy. The first set is a war. Both players hold serve for the first 6 games. Then, at 3-3, Eala earns 2 break points. She converts the second with a backhand passing shot that Navarro cannot reach. She holds serve to take the first set 6-4. The second set is even tighter. Navarro breaks first and leads 3-1. Eala is in danger. But then, she remembers why she is here. Not for the ranking points, not for the prize money, for the Philippines, for every kid who stayed up late to watch her, for every OFW who works thousands of miles from home, for every person who has ever been told they don't belong. She breaks back, she holds, she breaks again, and at 5-3, she serves for the championship. The final game lasts 8 minutes. There are 4 deuces. Navarro saves 2 championship points, but on the 3rd championship point, Eala hits a serve out wide that Navarro can only slice back into the net. The ball hits the tape. It hangs for a moment, and then it drops on Navarro's side. Alexandra Eala has won her first WTA title. She drops her racket. She falls to her knees. She looks up at the sky, at her team, at the crowd. And then the tears come. Not sad tears, not frustrated tears. These are the tears of someone who refused to give up and was finally rewarded. 6,000 miles away, it is past midnight in Manila, but no one is sleeping. The moment Eala won the final point, the Philippines erupted, not with polite applause, with raw, unfiltered, emotional celebration. Let us take you through what happened in the hours after the Birmingham triumph. In Quezon City, at the Trinoma Mall, hundreds of people had gathered in front of a giant outdoor screen to watch the match. The mall management had set up chairs, but most people were standing. When Eala won, strangers hugged each other. People cried. Someone started singing the Philippine national anthem, and within seconds, the entire crowd joined in. A video of this moment has been viewed over 10 million times on TikTok. On Twitter Philippines, the hashtag Eala wins trended #1 for over 12 hours. There were more than 2 million tweets about Eala in the first hour alone. Fans shared photos, videos, memes, and heartfelt messages. One tweet from a 14-year-old girl in Davao City read, quote, "I want to be like Alex Eala when I grow up. She showed us that we can do anything," end quote. Another tweet from an overseas Filipino worker in Dubai read, quote, "I have been away from my family for 3 years. Tonight, Eala made me feel like I was home," end quote. The Philippine government took notice. President Bongbong Marcos released an official statement within 2 hours of the match ending, quote, "Alexandra Eala has made every Filipino proud. Her victory in Birmingham is not just a personal achievement, it is a victory for the entire nation. We will be welcoming her home as a hero," end quote. The Philippine Senate passed a resolution commending Eala for her historic achievement. Even former presidents Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Rodrigo Duterte sent personal congratulations. Philippine media went into overdrive. ABC-CBN News interrupted regular programming to air Eala's post-match interview live. GMA Network ran a special report titled "Eala's Triumph, A Nation Rejoices." Sports anchors who had been covering tennis for decades admitted on air that they were crying. One anchor, aged 58, said, quote, "I have been waiting for this moment since I was a child. We finally have a champion," end quote. Perhaps the most emotional reaction came from Eala's own family. Her mother, Rosemarie Eala, who had flown to Birmingham to watch the final in person, was shown on camera wiping tears from her eyes as her daughter lifted the trophy. In an interview immediately after the match, Rosemarie said, quote, "She has worked so hard, so many sacrifices, so many tears. Tonight, all of that was worth it," end quote. Eala's father, Michael Eala, who remained in Manila, told a local radio station, quote, "I am the proudest father in the world. My daughter is a champion," end quote. And then there was Regine Velasquez, the Asia's songbird, whose video message had made Eala cry at the French Open, posted a video of her own on Instagram. In it, Regine is watching the final point of the Birmingham match. When Eala wins, Regine screams, jumps off her couch, and shouts, quote, "That is my girl. That is our champion," end quote. The video has been liked over 5 million times. What happened in Birmingham was not just a tennis match. It was a moment of collective joy for a nation that has endured so much. Poverty, natural disasters, political turmoil, a pandemic. And through it all, the Filipino people have remained resilient. But resilience is exhausting. Sometimes a nation needs to celebrate. Sometimes a nation needs to be reminded that joy is possible. Alexandra Eala gave the Philippines that reminder, and for that, they will never forget her.
The Birmingham Classic trophy is beautiful, a silver bowl with intricate engravings. It will sit on a shelf in Eala's apartment in Spain, probably next to her Forbes 30 Under 30 certificate. But the trophy is not the most important thing Eala won that day. What she really won was something much more valuable: belief. Let us talk numbers. With the Birmingham title, Eala earns 280 ranking points. That moves her from world number 37 to a career high of world number 29. She is now the highest-ranked Filipina tennis player in the history of the WTA rankings. She is also the first Filipina to win a WTA title on grass. And at 21 years and 43 days old, she becomes the youngest Asian woman to win a grass court title since Naomi Osaka won Nottingham in 2019. But rankings and records, while impressive, are not the full story. The real story is what this victory does for Eala's confidence heading into Wimbledon, which begins in just 8 days. Before Birmingham, Eala's grass court record was 2 wins and 5 losses. After Birmingham, it is 7 wins and 5 losses. That is a dramatic improvement. More importantly, she has proven to herself that she can win when it matters, that she can close out matches, that she can handle the pressure of a final. These are the kinds of experiences that cannot be taught in practice. They can only be earned through competition, and Eala has earned them. What about the critics? The analyst who said she was not a great player, the forum commenter who said she was not ready for prime time, the French journalist who suggested she should stick to clay. What do they say now? Some have quietly deleted their old comments, others have offered grudging respect, but most have simply moved on to criticize someone else. That is the nature of the internet. It is cruel, it is fickle, and it has the memory of a goldfish. But Eala does not need their apology. She has something better. She has the trophy. In her post-match press conference, Eala was asked if she had a message for her doubters. She paused, smiled, and said, quote, "I don't have a message for my doubters. I have a message for my believers. Thank you for never giving up on me. This trophy is for you," end quote. That is class. That is grace. That is why millions of Filipinos love her. The celebration in Birmingham lasted exactly 1 night. The next morning, Alexandra Eala was back on a practice court. Not because she is obsessed, not because she is a machine, because she knows that tennis does not stop. Wimbledon is coming.
and Wimbledon is the biggest stage in the sport. The Wimbledon draw will be announced on Friday, June 26, 2026. As the world number 29, Eala is seeded. That means she will not face another seeded player in the first round. It is a small advantage, but on grass, where upsets happen constantly, every advantage matters. Her goal for Wimbledon is simple: win her first match. She has never won a main draw match at the All England Club. Twice she has tried. Twice she has lost in the first round. This time, she wants to change that. And after Birmingham, who would bet against her? But Wimbledon is not the only thing on Eala's calendar. After the grass season, she will return to hard courts for the North American Summer Swing, the U.S. Open Series, the Canadian Open, the Cincinnati Open, and finally, the U.S. Open in New York, where she won her first Grand Slam main draw match just last year. The second half of 2026 could be massive for Eala. She is now firmly inside the top 30. She is playing with confidence. She has a coach who believes in her, and she has the support of an entire nation behind her. There will be more losses. There will be more tough moments. Tennis is a sport defined by failure. Even the best players lose more than 20% of their matches. But what Birmingham proved is that Alexandra Eala is capable of winning, not just against lower-ranked players, against everyone. Sakkari, Noskova, Stevens, Navarro. These are not easy opponents. These are established, dangerous players, and Eala beat them all. So here is where we leave you. Alexandra Eala is a champion, not because she won a trophy in Birmingham, because she never stopped believing in herself, because she turned heartbreak into fuel, because she refused to let the world define her. The French Open feels like a lifetime ago. The tears in the locker room, the fan controversy, the silence, it all led to this moment, a sunny Sunday in Birmingham, a silver trophy, and a nation that will never forget what their daughter did. This has been TopSpin. We will be watching Eala closely at Wimbledon, and we hope you will too, because if Birmingham was any indication, the best is yet to come. Subscribe to TopSpin for exclusive tennis coverage, breaking news, and in-depth stories from the WTA Tour delivered right to your feed.